All right, welcome back, everybody, to another presentation of Ohio Tech Day TV. I'm your host, Marvin Logan, and we are here on behalf of Ohio X, with Ohio Tech Day being presented by Meta. And I am joined by two giants across the Ohio Tech landscape. We have Miss Lori Mesi, who is the coordinator of secondary pathways and partnerships at Dublin City Schools, and our friend Dustin Leggins, who is the CEO of OSA Technology Partners. Happy to have you both here with us today.
Thanks, Marvin.
Hey Marvin, how's it going?
Going well, going well. We're going to have some fun. We're going to hop right into it. And so, first, I'm going to go over to Lori. Lori, you guys have been doing some really amazing and innovative things down at Dublin City Schools. And today, we're really talking about high school internships. And so, how did you guys stumble upon this opportunity with high school students?
Yeah, so we've been really lucky to offer internship opportunities through various ways for quite some years. Speaking specifically with our internship opportunity with OSA, that was a connection through our local Ohio Central ESC. John Hambrick really played a pivotal part in connecting OSA with Dublin City Schools. And from there, we weren't sure how much interest we would get, but had quite a bit of student interest. We're really excited. And, Dustin and his team took it over from that part.
Awesome. And for you, Dustin, typically when people think about interns, we're talking about college students. Why did the opportunity of involving high school students with your business kind of take shape, and how have you guys been able to take it from there?
Well, I mean, the best part about the high school experience is that there's a little less pressure, we hope, than some of the, career decisions that a lot of the college students feel like, internships kind of make or break some of those paths for you. So for us, the high school experience is the perfect opportunity to come in and maybe discover that you don't even want to be in this specific part of technology, or maybe discover something new altogether.
So that's really, really awesome. I'm curious, if I'm a high schooler watching this across the state of Ohio, what does the day in the life of a high school intern look like?
Well, I'll tell you what, it all depends on, what's going on in technology and what area you're focused on. We like to think in terms of maybe quick sprints, 2 or 3 week assignments at a time. So you might get pulled into something that's triaging some server infrastructure, or you might be working on some sort of a cybersecurity special assignment.
Lori, why should other school districts consider, finding industry partners that are in their neck of the woods and being able to capitalize on an opportunity like this?
Yeah, I think, one of the big things Dustin just mentioned is it gives students an opportunity to really learn not only what they think they might like, but also maybe what they don't like. And so they really get that authentic learning environment to try out what they might want to do post secondary. And so when we think about high schoolers doing internships, this is an ability to create that immersive, engaging learning environment that is just not replicable in the classroom. Not because teachers and instructors aren't trying, but when students get in with people like Dustin, his team, and they get to hear the language, they get to see how the day works. What does interacting, collaborating, problem solving look like in that actual environment? That's that real world application that all students, I think, should try to some degree. IT, cybersecurity, in any other way. So,
Now, Lori, I know you have a very cool example of what a project can look like for high school students. So, what are some of the projects that students might work on during the course of their internship?
yeah, I think, we really like to collaborate with the intern provider. And so, whether it's OSA or, one of our others is allowing them to think about what is going to be a typical day in the life. So when I say that, it might be a project that everybody's working on. And so we really don't want internship providers to create something brand new. But what's a real kind of project that everybody else on that team is also going to be thinking about? We talk sometimes about tabletop exercises, but we want those to be real life scenarios, not something made up for a student. That's what really, again, is going to connect them to those immersive environments that are very, again, it's what they would see once they graduated. So they're not really doing something new or made up from a textbook. This is what people are actually doing in the workforce.
Absolutely. Dustin, let's play a little Marty McFly and say we were able to travel back in time to you being 15 or 16. What's something that you know now that you wish you knew then that you're able to provide that opportunity for these high school interns?
Well, I mean, I think it's kind of applies to all areas of life, just in terms of being curious, never being um, never losing that curiosity and that spirit of discovery and wanting to understand something deeper, perhaps, or think about a new way to apply something. So. Technology, and we spend a lot of time here talking about the user experience of technology, and particularly in the IT space, that's kind of an obvious one. But every day, all day, we are users of technology and having experiences, and we just so happen to be in the business of kind of producing some of those experiences and helping manage those. So we have a front row seat to lots of different use cases, lots of different users, and lots of different applications of technology. So without that curiosity, without that sort of instinct, that kind of encourages you to keep wondering, you would miss a lot, and you would overlook a lot of really cool and exciting things to take to your own life. So
I
a little
couldn't
deep,
agree
I
more.
guess, maybe for a Monday, but
No, that's a good thing. It's good to. This is what deep dives are all about. Lori, in about 90 seconds, could you tell me pro tips for other school districts that are large, small, looking to be able to implement this kind of programming themselves?
Yeah, I think you make the connections first. There's, really, it can be difficult as an educator to think, how do I connect to business? I don't know anyone in IT, but just really working out to make those connections, building their own networks to then facilitate those networks for students and those opportunities. But even more than that, also having the students reach out and start to build their networks and really take some of that advocacy and finding those opportunities. I always joke, but I say yes to everything. And then I really figure it out after. And so far it's worked because, I think we get to access a lot of opportunities that way. So anytime someone presents an idea, in education, you might think there are barriers, but always say yes first and then start working through those barriers, because there's usually a way to approach things, even if it's not the exact way it was laid out initially. There's still opportunity to make it work to some degree. And so those would be my hopefully under 90-second tips.
And I think you hit the nail on the head when you think about how Ohio's ecosystem has really started to evolve. Moving or removing barriers is critically important. Dustin, let's say that there's another CEO somewhere in another corner of Ohio. Why should they get involved in opportunities like this to engage with high school students?
well, I think there's two ways to look at it. The first way, through the eyes of the students and the community, obviously, giving back to the community and providing opportunities for those right in your own neighborhood. It's very important. That's thing one. But thing two, that's perhaps maybe a selfish way to look at it, but there's nothing quite like onboarding an intern for the summer to go through your internal processes and make sure that you've got the fitness necessary to quickly get somebody into your organization and quickly get somebody back out of the organization in a way that doesn't disrupt everything. So it's really good. It's a really good exercise all the way around to have to go through some iterations of an internship program. And if for that CEO out there, please reach out. I'd be happy to talk to you about it.
Well, there you go. You guys know that we have an open and available resource for you. As we're rounding third, any last minute pieces of advice, quick tips, anything you want to leave the rest of the state of Ohio with for Ohio Tech Day?
I'll jump on the resource with Dustin. I'm happy to be a resource to anyone. And also, I really think one of the best things that I would share is just say yes to opportunities. There's really always something to figure out. And the more we can get kids connected to these post-secondary pathways, especially in tech, I think the better it's going to make us as a state. So that's my close.
And the same
Yeah,
for
I
you,
would
Dustin.
say find yourself a Lori is probably your best bet for success in this situation. And for that matter, and you already mentioned John Hambrick at the ESC, and you both have been incredible partners. And we're very fortunate. We talked about our backyard. We're very fortunate to have something like Dublin City Schools in our backyard here in Columbus. I know not every place in the state is that fortunate, so we appreciate it.
So clearly, the next frontier that we need to cross in Ohio is cloning, so that every school district can have a Lori Mesi.
Yes.
I
Or
want
AI.
to,
right.
Can we
yeah,
create an AI
there
version?
you go. There you go. We can just have a
Mhm.
Lori AI. There you go.
I don't know about that, but
Mhm.
thanks.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, I want to thank both of you for joining us today and sharing your insights on a really incredible opportunity that we think can be replicated for students across the state of Ohio. And we want to thank you, the listener, the watcher, for helping to tune in today for Ohio Tech Day. We're doing some really fun things. We hope we will see you back later. Until next time, see you again.